guys. It's been quite a while since I've had a YouTube video up on my channel, so...
Hold up. This is me in the future editing this video and realizing that I'm referencing the Monoprice and Dayton amps. But this new redesigned model is so much more that it literally should be compared to at a higher scale. I mean, you just need to watch this video and see. But from being able to buy these parts where you couldn't buy extra keypads, now you can buy the extra keypads or hubs, and if anything breaks you can get parts, to now being able to buy only the amplifier, where beforehand you had to buy the entire kits even if you didn't want to install the keypads. And now the Control 4 drivers are being developed by Soundavo. I mean, there is so much good stuff in this video that I hope you watch to the end. I've got frequently asked questions at the end that I think you'll want to see, and so much more, so stick around. This is going to be good.
Content to bring you guys, so it's been a while since I've done a video, but today I have something very exciting to show you guys. Many of you have seen my channel. You've seen my most popular videos, the whole home audio on my YouTube channel, as well as my smart home videos that I've done. But today we have the brand new 2020 redesigned Monoprice and Dayton Audio amplifiers. Now, these are brought to us by Soundavo. It's kind of interesting how I got to know this company, but they have a direct relationship with the actual manufacturers in China, who are the original creators of the Monoprice whole home audio system and the Dayton Audio whole home audio system. So Soundavo has been around for a little while. They're still fairly new, but they have a team of engineers and installers who have worked with them, and they have been able to take this amplifier, the most popular amplifier in the market, and turn this into something even more amazing. They've been able to add so many more features to this thing and keep the price point spectacular. So we're going to unbox this. This is the unveiling of the whole home audio Monoprice 2020 amplifier. And it might be a long video, so if you aren't going to stick through to the end, please check the comments, because I'm going to be listing a coupon code for you guys to be able to get this amplifier for a good discount. So please watch the comments, look at the description, because I'm going to have frequently asked questions in the description about this amplifier, because there are so many different things. I get so many questions. I get dozens and dozens of questions every month about these amplifiers, and this company is doing some amazing things that the other Monoprice and Dayton are not doing with their amplifiers. So please, if you have questions, ask them in the comments, watch the description, alright? So without further ado, we're going to get into this amplifier, we're going to open it up. Then we're going to swap this amplifier out into an existing installation that I have, and I'm going to show how this can swap in one for one into an existing installation where you have a Monoprice or a Dayton whole home 6-zone audio, and the keypads will still work. So let's get into this and see what this thing looks like. so this is a long overdue upgrade to this amplifier. These things have been around for at least 6 or 7 years, if not longer, and they've never had an upgrade until now. So some of the things, I mean, the main thing on this, there's several main things, but I mean, this thing now has Ethernet control built into it. You can plug this directly into your network, and it has the so previously, I'm the developer of the Android app for the Monoprice and Dayton audio to control these. So I built the Android app to control those. But in order to have that work, you had to buy about $130 worth of extra components to enable this to be on your network so you could control it with your smartphone. This has that built in. So they added the Ethernet control into this. Now you might be wondering if you've already got one of these amps and you want to upgrade, and you've already bought those additional accessories. So in the back here, they have a switch where you can actually tell this, do you want this to be in Ethernet mode, or do you want this to be in the RS-232 mode? So they've left the RS-232 on here if you still want to use that. So my app will still work with this, but Soundavo has their own app that they developed, and you can plug this into your home network and it will discover this on your network, and you'll be able to configure it and control this. So that is one huge thing, that they're including that Ethernet interface on this amplifier. Another huge upgrade to this amplifier is the fact that it has 2 wireless streamers built into this. So one of the most asked questions that I get about the Monoprice and the Dayton whole home 6-zone amplifiers is, how do I stream wirelessly to it? Because it still has all of the inputs in the back to hook up a RCA cable, so that way you can plug your phone in. But most people nowadays, they want to stream wirelessly to it. And so back when I made that video a couple of years ago, the way that I streamed wirelessly to these was using the Chromecast audio. But since then, they discontinued making the Chromecast audios. And so people were left asking me, and I'd get dozens of emails, how do you stream to these now that they discontinued that? And they have built in the 2 wireless streamers into this. And so that's how you can do that. And so again, that's something else that you don't have to purchase, because this has 2 of them built in. And so you can see in the manual here, and I'll link the manual in the description, but you can directly stream Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, Tidal, Napster, iHeartRadio, and it already has Apple AirPlay built into this. So you can do all of that streaming without having to buy anything else for this. Just plug it into your network. Now, another difference on the front here, you'll see that we have 2 USB ports. On the other amplifiers, the older version, there were no USB ports, so you can plug in USB inputs to listen to music. You can plug in a thumb drive, so that's another big plus. The keypads are the exact same as the Monoprice. So you might be wondering, why are they the same? The Monoprice amplifier keypads were considered the standard. So Soundavo, they wanted to just keep the standard and not switch up the look of the keypad. Now the Dayton audio keypads, they looked just a little bit different, but they functioned the exact same. They just decided to use a different keypad for that, but these are the same keypads. So you can drop this system directly into an already existing system, and it'll work exactly the same. The Android app works exactly the same with this. So literally you're getting an upgraded amplifier, but the thing is, this amplifier should not be categorized any longer on the Monoprice and the Dayton audio scale. This Soundavo amplifier truly is on an entirely different scale. This really should be compared to the Yamaha and the Denon amplifiers, and I'm going to put up a chart right now, and I'm going to show you, some of the differences here and why this should be classified on that level. But the thing is, you get this at even lower of a price than those amplifiers, because the streamers in this amplifier are the same streamers that they're using in the Yamaha and the Denon amplifiers. So the same thing. one thing that I forgot to mention on the back here, so you'll notice that there's actually 2 Ethernet ports, and then you've got your keypad port here. This is standard. This was on the last amplifier as well, the older model, but you actually have 2 here. And what this is they actually built in a switch. So this is a pass-through Ethernet port. So you plug in your network into one, and then optionally, you don't have to use this, but optionally, this is a pass-through network switch. So you can actually use this to plug into a TV or some other kind of device, and this will just pass through the Ethernet to that device. So that's really cool that they built in a network switch. So Soundavo, they are more than just like a seller of these amplifiers. Monoprice, they were selling these as no logo amplifiers, and they're still great amplifiers, but this is going to be my go-to amplifier from here on out, because Soundavo is actually investing and they're putting their brand on these amplifiers. They have actually built the Control4 driver for these. So another question that I get is people are wanting to integrate these in with their smart systems that they've already got. Well, Soundavo will give you the Control4 drivers, and they will develop other drivers for other smart systems if you need them. So these amplifiers are geared towards the DIYer. They're very affordable. One of the best whole home audio amplifiers out on the market. And if you're also an installer, they have a great installer program. So if you want to carry these, then definitely you need to give them an email, because these are great for installers as well. So before we take this amplifier to an existing install, actually one of the installs that I did in my smart home video, so if you followed my channel, we're going to go back to the smart home and we're going to take out one of the amplifiers, because you can still do these you can have one, so you'll have a 6-zone 6 source. You can have 2, so you'll be a 12-zone sharing the 6 sources, or you can chain up to 3 of these and have 18 zones sharing the 6 sources. So these are highly scalable. So we're going to take this, but before we take this out there and we swap it out and we show you that you can just drop these in, we're going to do a couple frequently asked questions about these amplifiers. So these are new, these just came out. So here's the nice thing about these. A lot of people, they want to buy these and not use the keypads. I get a lot of questions about, do I have to install the keypads? Because if I want to just use the Android application, then why do I need the keypads? And here's the thing, you don't have to use these keypads. You can just control these directly with the Android app, either the Android app that I wrote or the Android app with Soundavo. So you don't need to. And so the nice thing is, if you were to buy these from Monoprice or from Dayton Audio, you have to buy the whole kit. So even if you need 2 of these or 3 of these and you're not planning on using the keypads, they're just sellers of these kits. They're not really invested in them. They didn't put in the research, and they didn't put in the engineering to upgrade this amp here that 6-7 years later. So Soundavo will sell these just the amplifier, or if you need the whole kit, they'll sell the whole kit. So that's a difference. You can save money by just getting the amplifier. So the keypads, why are the keypads the same? It's because this was considered the standard. This was the Monoprice keypad look. This was the standard, so they wanted to keep the standard. You might be asking, why are these more expensive? Well, they're really not that much more expensive when you consider the fact that they have 2 wireless streamers in here. They have the control interface for the application already built in. You don't have to buy the extra module if you want to control it with your smartphone. You don't have to buy the keypads if you don't want to. So when you factor in the upgrades that they did to this and the level of quality that they built these with, it's really not much more. The streamers that are in here are the same streamers that are in the Yamaha Music Cast and the Denon Hios system. The Denon Hios is $2,600. The Yamaha's around there as well. And this is significantly underneath that price point. So when you consider all of that, this is a bargain for sure. And if you already have the existing keypads in your system, the existing wiring, for those other amplifiers, then guess what? We can just swap this right in, and so it's going to save you time. So I think I've covered about everything. If I've missed anything, please check the description, but we're going to go take this and swap it out and power it up for the first time and talk about this a little bit more. Alright, so we are here. We're going to swap out the older, this one I've got it here is a Dayton Audio DAX66. Again, this is the same exact thing as the Monoprice, no logo, 6-zone amplifier, but we're going to swap out the master unit. So I've got a 12-zone 6-source setup here. So we're going to swap out the master, and we're going to show that the new and improved model is going to work just fine, and we're going to kind of play around with it, test it. We're going to look at the application, the mobile application. So let's go ahead and get this thing, get all the inputs back here, get them all unhooked and put them over here and get it fired up. Alright, so at this point I've just got the amplifier turned on and I haven't done anything else, so we're going to open up the Soundavo player and just see what happens. I've got the amplifier plugged into the local network, so I just plug it right into the router, and right away it discovered this amplifier automatically, and so it found the two streaming devices. Remember, they have the wireless streaming devices built in them, just like the more expensive amplifiers do, and it found both of those. Alright, so now we're going to demonstrate the controlling app. So this is how you can control each zone with the application. So we've got the Soundavo player, which lets you kind of control the two wireless streaming devices, and then you've got the WS66i application, which is the one that you can use to control it. So I've just started this up for the first time. I've never configured this before, so let's go to connection, and it looks like maybe it can find it automatically. It says after the connection is made, the app will close and then you can restart the app. So okay, let's see if it will find it. Again, never done this before, so this is kind of the first time. We're just kind of learning. Okay, so you can see what this is doing here. It's actually it's automatically incrementing the IP address, so the app is searching for it automatically. So that's what this is doing. So it must get that from, it knows my mobile phone IP address, and so it must be you know, using that to then increment and find it. So let's just kind of let this sit for a little bit and see if it's able to find it. Okay, so as you can see right there, the app has closed, and so that means it must have found it, because it said that when it finds it, it will close. So let's go ahead and open it back up and see what it's going to say now. For a second I thought that I forgot that it I thought it might have crashed, but I forgot that that's what it told me about it. So if I go back to the connection, okay, so it found it on 172.16.20.128, so it did find it. So that's pretty cool. So let's see here. So it's showing, I think, that zone 1 is on, so that's cool. Let's see here. We're just gonna play around with it a little bit. So the music streaming, that takes you over to the Soundavo player. That's cool. Zone 2. So if I hold down on one of these, it lets you edit all the zone names.
since I'm just testing, I'm not gonna worry about the names. But so if I've got zone 1 selected, then I can click on the power button and turn it on. Zone 2 I can turn on. I can adjust the volume. I can mute it. So basically this is how you select it, and then you can you know, use the controls and control it all from your phone. So that's really cool. And of course this is the very beginning stages of this application, so I'm sure that over the months and the years it's going to change. But the point is, this amplifier has all of this built in. You don't have to buy anything extra, so this is really cool. So just wanted to show you guys this app. Alright, so we've got this thing hooked up. I only went ahead and I hooked up 3 zones. So you can see I've got 3 of them hooked up there. And the awesome thing is I literally just had to unplug them from the back of this amplifier, and I took out all of these Phoenix connectors and just plugged these in, because again it was just a 1-for-1 fit. So far this thing is working phenomenal. The 2 streamers inside are awesome, and the fact that the app was able to find the controlling device that's in this to let the app, you know, turn the zones on and off was awesome. So you can see here I've got an Ethernet cable. So the green Ethernet cable is for the keypads. You know, that's standard. That was, you know, always on here. The keypads hook into this. So all the keypads terminate, you know, into the termination block, and then one cable goes from here into here. So that's all standard. But look, we've got an Ethernet cable in here going into, you know, your router. In this case I've got a switch, but you know, this will just be going into your router. And so you can be controlling this with your phone. You don't have to buy anything special. There's no special, you can see down here I've got my iTac Flex. In order for us to control these older units, you had to have the iTac Flex, which again is about $115 just for this unit. So you have to then go from this unit to your router and then into the back of your you know, Dayton or Monoprice unit. And so there it is. So you got to have an extra component and more wires going around here, but you know, we've got less wires because we have the wireless streaming devices and the you know, Ethernet hookup directly to the amp. I mean, they've taken this thing and they've, you know, really brought this thing up and added some high dollar components and stuff that they're using in these Yamaha and Denon amplifiers. They're really just stepping it up. I mean, this is a phenomenal amplifier that's packed with so many features, and the fact that some of those, that Denon, I'll put that chart up here, but those amplifiers, you know, they're like 4-zone systems. I mean, what are you going to do with 4 zones? These are 6-zone. You can chain these together and you can get 12 or 18 zones sharing the 6 sources. I mean, these are highly scalable. So I don't know if you can tell on my camera, but I've got zone 1 on and zone 3 on. All right, and so I'm going to go upstairs and we're just going to listen to one of the zones. As you can tell, everything's working just fine. These are the Dayton Audio keypads, so we didn't even change out anything with the keypads. So everything sounds just as good, if not better, with these amplifiers. So very happy with everything. Let's turn the volume up a little bit in this room. So anyway, that's a quick demo of swapping out the amplifier.